talking about this when he was young. Shaykh Muhammad Aman Jami rahimahullah from Ethiopia, from your country, from the great scholars during his time rahimahullah, that shows Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah we don't have ta'assub. We don't have ta'assub. Shaykh Muhammad al-Shinqiti rahimahullah, that show that Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah don't have no ta'assub. The king was the one that appointed him to start teaching in the haram. That show that Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah do not have no fanaticism. They don't have no racism, barakallahu fikum. And he was telling in the tape, barakallahu fikum, how when he was young, this individual used to say that he will pray Salatul Jum'ah every day in where? In Mecca. And likewise Salatul Asr. Because believe me, from the Ghulat al-Sufiya, they don't pray Salatul Asr. Or those who pray Salatul Asr, they only pray Salatul Asr 2 rak'at. And this text is from Ahmed Tijani. I have seen that text, that statement. That's why certain things they say on the surface, it is for the general public. Certain other things they say it in the, meaning for the khawas. Right? They say we spill the bean at night. هكذا يقولون بارك الله فيك. So likewise the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, he mentioned on the narration that we said, that let no two religion remain in the Jaziratul Arab. No religions to be remaining in the Jaziratul Arab, meaning only al-Islam, barakallahu fikum. So Umar radiyallahu anhu, فنفذ عمر رضي الله عنه وصيته عليه الصلاة والسلام فأخرج اليهود والنصارى من الجزيرة العرب وأجلهم. He mentioned وأجلاهم. He said, the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, when he said that, Umar radiyallahu anhu implemented the will of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Umar radiyallahu anhu implemented the will of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. And actually this is the command of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. This was a command he was giving them. So Umar radiyallahu anhu implemented the command of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, or as word to word the will of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, and he expelled the Christians and the Yahud from their Jaziratul Arab, and he exiled them, meaning take them out of the country, meaning out of the Jaziratul Arab. He say, as now if they enter in the Jaziratul Arab, but it is a entering for a period of time, as a period of time, for those matters that are of importance. And remember that the key thing is what? That the benefit is to be returning back to who? To the Muslims. The benefit is to be returning back to the Muslims. The benefit is to be returning back to the Muslims. طيب. Or for them to, barakallahu fikum, to be having some trips, meaning traveling to the Jaziratul Arab. If it happen, it is not for them to be allowed. They are not to be allowed. Min izhari sha'airihim. It is not to be allowed for them to be given a leeway to openly show their belief or their religion. Meaning, if this doctor is the only one that can do this, and he has to travel to the premises that we mentioned, yes, he will be allowed to do so. If he has a cross with him, we're going to tell him what? The Muslim ruler will tell him what? You got to remove your cross. Put it in your bag until you got out this area. If he is a Jew and he have that thing, what you call that? Hamaka? Huh? Yamaka. The yamaka, right? And he got that yamaka, right? He is to be asked to be what? Taking it out. Because this is part of their sha'air of their religion. This is one of the open signs of their religion. Putting a cross on or putting the yamaka, and also those two strings that they be having, those white strings that they have as a belt. I don't know how you call that. Anybody know? Right? Those two strings when they wear it. Right? And that shows the level of they show how strong they are in their religion. Some they will have it short, some will have it a little long, some will have it a little longer. That shows also their darajat. Right? Their darajat. Just like the Sufis, they have these things. Certain things will show who's the boss around here. I'm telling you. More so among the murid. Right? The murid, the sects of the murid, those who believe in Bamba. The only one that will wear the hat is the highest one. Everybody else is to remove their hats in his presence. Everybody else is to be removed their hats in their presence. If he's present, now everybody got to remove their hats and everybody got to sit on the floor, and he will be the only one, wal-iyadu billah, to be elevated like this. Now this shows also from the open manifest signs of the people of deviation. So likewise, it is not, Allahu Akbar, it is not for them to be given away. طيب من بناء الكنائس في بلاد المسلمين. They are not to be given to be building churches and synagogues in the Muslim lands. They are not to be given that, barakallahu fikum. Of course, we talk about those Muslim lands whereas the Sharia is what is the constitution. Unlike, barakallahu fikum, many of the Muslim lands. Many of the Muslim lands. But it is still a Muslim land. Right? Shaykh Abdullah al-Bukhari, hafidhahullah wa ra'ah, he mentioned what is a Muslim land. What is a Muslim land? Because we be saying a Muslim land, Muslim land. What is a Muslim land? Ahmed? What is considered to be Biladul Muslimin? What is considered the Muslim land? Ampate? What you think? What you think is considered a Muslim land? I got a candy made in Senegal as a prize. Actually, let me get 3. Huh? I'm sorry? Santa, very good. Good point. One of them is that the majority of the people, ya'ishuna fi, the majority of the people living there, they are Muslims. Who? I didn't hear him. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. That's what he said? Okay, you trust him? All right, for right now. What else? Now, that is not a condition. That is not. Because if that was the case, you will not find no Muslim lands. Nowhere. You won't be having it in Egypt. You won't be having it in Yemen. You won't be having it in Mauritania. You won't be having it in Indonesia. You won't be having it nowhere except maybe 1 or 2. I mean, if the prayer is established in America, أليس كذلك? The prayer is established in America. Is it a Muslim land? Yusuf. No, we ain't talking about. No. He was thinking about something else. Now I'll ask him, what makes a Muslim land a Muslim land? He say, Naam, yes. He mentioned number one is that the majority of the people there are Muslims. Right? That's one. Naam. He say that, what's the next one that was said? That they rule by the Sharia. That's not a condition. Because if it is, then Barakallahu fikum, many of the countries, I would say most of the countries, will not be considered Muslim land. Huh? And actually this is also as a refutation against the Khawarij. Naam. Now Muhammad. That's what I'm saying. If we say that, then you are kicking off, you dismissing every country. Alhamdulillah, that's a good thing. Right? Meaning the majority of the Muslims. Santa. The ruler being a Muslim. Now, the ruler being a Muslim does not mean necessarily that the ruler is ruling by the Sharia. Another issue. That is not to say, because the Khawarij, they will what? They will dismiss that. In al-hukmu illa lillah. Right? And this is a statement as Ali radiyallahu anhu wa ardah, he say, kalam al-haq. A true statement. But what is intended is falsehood. Now, here also is a great ibrah. Sometimes a person can say a statement that is the truth, but what is intended behind it is so evil. Right? A person can say a statement that is the truth, but what is intended is evil. First, a person can say, you don't know nothing. Right? Okay, yeah, you tell me that. I say, that's true. That is true. I don't know nothing. That is true. But what is intended behind it could be batil. So when the Khawarij, they were screaming this about the rulership is only for Allah, which is the truth. But what they intended was what? Falsehood. So know that Barakallah is not a condition that for a Muslim land to be what? To be ruled by the Sharia of the Islamic Sharia. If it is, walhamdulillah. Ala ayyin. We finish with this bi'idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. So he say, and no, they are not to be given the ease or their lead to be establishing, to be building kana'is fi bilad al-muslimin, or fi bilad al-muslimin. They're not to be given, right, the go ahead to be building church in the lands of the Muslim. But what is the issue now? How would they do their thing? He say, وَإِنَّمَا يَقْصُرُ أَمْرُهُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ فِي أَمَاكِنْ إِقَامَتِهِمْ. He say, but rather, they will be restricted. Their affairs will be restricted between them in their place of stay. Meaning where they stay. That is where their issues will be restricted. They will not be allowed to build a church so they can be going to congregate in those places. Or to build a synagogue, right? For the Jew to be going there and congregate there. But rather their issues will be restricted and confined. That's the word. They will be confined in their place. Their affairs of worship or their creed or their belief will be confined in their place of residency. Not a public place. In their homes, ahsanta.